All my life, you can call me somewhat of a control freak. This trait of mine manifests itself in several ways, from time blocking my days and planning out every minute of the day, incessantly tidying up and making sure every drawer is as organized as can be, even though no one looks at this other than me, to being an overpacker on trips and planning out every outfit and packing things just in case I need it. My toiletry bag is going to take up half my suitcase. But on this trip, I had to confront this trait head on. I watched the conveyor belt spin and spin. As the amount of bags and people dwindled, it foreboded the possibility something must have happened to our bag. And surely enough, we find out that our bag was lost. We left our emails and phone numbers, and hopefully once it's been traced, they'll contact us, if they find it. So at this point, there's not much we could do other than to move on and go about our trip as planned. The sushi buffet. Oh my god, we're gonna have to check that out later. It's more Asian food. Where are we? Are we even in Spain?
How did we get off in the wrong country?
Kurt and I took the train to Gran Via, which is where we were staying. We dropped off our carry-on bag and went out to hunt for coffee. They say time heals everything. No, coffee heals all. I think the sense of control comes from my need for certainty in life. The older I get, the more I learn to accept that certainty in life is nothing but an illusion. I can plan every detail, pack every nitty thing I think I might need, but at the end of the day, do I really have control over what happens next?
Close all the curtains. Stay on the phone.
This is one of our favorite coffee shops we visited. The interior decor is so vintage and charming.
Holding you still.
Okay, that was the most random thing. That coffee shop that we went to, we ran into someone that recognized Kurt.
And then of course, we had to ask, do you want to do an escape room with us? Because every time we go somewhere, we always do an escape room, basically, in like pretty much every city.
So hopefully she's down to do one. We're here till Friday. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah, making escape room friends.
Yeah! Just a week ago, we were in Central Park and we were like doing one of those...
Boat on the park.
Then someone like recognized Kurt and rode over. And we're like, hey, nice to meet you. By the way, you want to do an escape room?
And then we did.
And I just love how every time we're in a new city, we try to do an escape room and we somehow manage to just recruit a random person.
Yeah, and they're always cool. If you see us in some city and want to do an escape room, just say hi.
Yeah, and if you don't want to do an escape room, say
Still
hi
just-
anyways.
Yeah, still say hi.
In front of cool balconies. Yay. And now we're about to hunt for the first shot of Casa de Papel.
Yeah.
What did we just see?
That's the Bank of Spain over there, which probably is not cool to a lot of people, but I watched like 2 seasons of La Casa de Papel, which all takes place in the Bank of Spain. And even though like for the exteriors they actually use another building, but whatever, it's so cool to just be like, whoa, this is Bank of Spain.
It's like the biggest show in Spain, and Kurt was watching that show when he was learning Spanish.
Yeah, I was kind of binging it. It's awesome.
Anyways, it's still La Banca de España, and we saw the guards too. And now we're heading to the park.
Yeah.
We just entered the park, and there's a giant husky just right there dancing. Oh my god, there's Chucky just sitting on a bench. I've never been more terrified. What's happening? I read a quote once that said, "Your mind is the most narcissistic, naggy, incessant person you'll ever meet." I really felt that this day. I am surrounded by all this beauty, and yet in the back of my mind, I am still thinking about the bag. To fill you in on the timeline, we were only staying in Madrid for 5 days. Then we were leaving for Toledo, a small town 1 hour from Madrid. The only address the airport knows is this address in Madrid. So if it doesn't get to us by the end of day 4, the bag gets sent home back to Nashville, if it ever gets found. So half of my brain is occupied on whether or not this bag will get found. If it gets found, will it get to us Thursday night? What if they already have it 11 a.m.? What if they try to deliver and they don't find it? If they leave it on the street, then the whole thing is gone. And the other half of my brain is trying to remind myself to put aside my worries, stop, and look at what's around me. For being the photographer here for people. On this day, we decided to explore El Retiro Park, and we caught the most incredible performance. We're in front of the Crystal Palace. I keep wanting to call it the Glass Castle, but that's a book, I think. Okay, so Kurt's told me that I have a really loud laugh. And
See, the volume of Patty's laughs, I measure it by a head turner basis. So if a laugh is loud enough that it turns 2 heads, that's a 2 head turner. And in this structure, just the acoustics in here, there is the possibility for a 100 turner. It would be on a level unseen previously.
so when I just did a laugh and it like kind of echoed.
It was a 5 turner.
This park is just a park that keeps on giving because there's apparently wild
I feel like Neo
peacocks.
from The Matrix. You know that scene where he's like, deja vu? He like saw this exact same black cat twice.
Oh my god, there's a random peacock. What's happening?
Dude, this peacock is majestic.
I'm still, this cat is so cute. Oh, they get along. That is so cool.
Ooh.
You got there. Got cat food. It's actually cat food. Baby peacock. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my goodness. It's adorable. We're about to enter to go get some secret nun cookies.
Shall we?
Let's try it. Okay, we're calling it. Okay, let's go inside. Oh my god, this tiny door. Okay, now we're going down this corridor. This is so cool. Why does it light up like this? What's in there?
Patty, what would you want?
Menu.
Para ella, ¿podrías traernos la pasta de almendras?
When she reveals the cookie through this lazy Susan thing, we put money there before we grab the cookies. Then we'll get our change back.
Gracias.
Gracias. Let's get out of here.
I feel like we just got the coolest Girl Scout cookies ever.
It is. They're good. We got the almond one.
Yeah.
So I read about this online. It's called nun cookies. If you Google it, we're in front of a monastery and they started doing this when they took a vow of silence to earn money, and they bake fresh traditional Spanish cookies. You have the option to do half a kilo or 1 kilo. You never see them. Seriously, when you look this place up on Google Maps, there's only 3 reviews. Feels pretty secretive still. Yeah, cheers. Let's try it.
Yep.
It's so soft. That was so cool. I felt like we did like semi an escape room. It was like just like a secret passageway.
You gotta translate the entrance.
Yeah. Good thing Kurt was studying Spanish because the doorbell labels were in Spanish and it wasn't completely clear which one it was, but yeah.
Sacerdotes. That's priests.
Second coffee of the day.
Yeah.
With our nun cookies. I feel like I inhaled like at least 3. Okay, so those statue things, they like usually move because they're like actors and they're debating and these headless mannequin looking things will move. I'm like so fearful walking by them. Like, what if they just like jump at us? We gotta see a show! Mamma mia! It's gonna be in Spanish, so at least one of us will understand the show. We'll see how well I do. We're seated! Musicians are where the box seats are in America. So interesting. Usually I feel like they're under the stage or something.
I've never seen them like high up like this. Yeah, it's cool.
That was so much fun!
That was awesome.
So Kurt translated a good amount for me, as much as he could in a theater. Otherwise, I got none of that, but I got all the music. And then near the end, they sung Mamma Mia and Dancing Queen, right?
Yeah.
In English. That's when I started feeling it. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Was there ever a moment where you're like, oh my God, I actually understood what they just said? Ever?
When they said, say yes, see.
Okay.
One of the dude's voice was really good. One of the dad's voice.
Oh yeah.
How much did you understand?
I got a decent amount. I feel like I was always following along.
Nice.
I think sometimes there were like some jokes where like I didn't quite capture like why it was a joke.
Yeah.
So it was clearly something that was lost in translation for me. I was getting like the Mamma Mia, una y otra vez.
Kurt was feeling it. He was singing along and everything, and I'm just like, yeah. I'm just like one of those people that's pretending like they got the joke. Here's dinner. The best time of the day has arrived. The best time. Guess where we are?
Sushi buffet.
Sushi buffet. And it's now like 11 p.m. and they close at midnight because we just got out of the show, so it's a little bit of a time crunch, but we're prepared.
Let's do it.
This is just the beginning. I ordered yakisoba, rookie mistake. I'm the worst buffet person. All their profits come from people like me. Kurt, we're so American. We have French fries and chicken. What are we doing? We just finished eating and the server was speaking Chinese with us, and like I understand, so I'm just like nodding and be like shit. Meanwhile Kurt's just like talking to them, and then at the end he was like, your Chinese is so good, and I felt like he was looking at both of us. Meanwhile I'm just like laughing nervous like yeah. Okay. Besides Spanish, of course, and English, what do you think is the most useful language to learn in Spain?
The third most useful language is without a doubt Chinese.
Yeah.
The number of people who speak Chinese here is actually surprisingly high.
Totally.
Way higher than I would have thought.
It's awesome.
We've spoken Chinese with what? That was like the third or fourth interaction that we've had just in Chinese here, probably.
It was buffet style, so every time they dropped off food, we were like, thank you, and then the next time we're like, shishi. Like we were like, how many other ways can we say thank you?
But no matter what language like we speak, they always respond in that language, which is super cool.
Yeah. At one point we're like, wait, we should test other languages and see if they like respond. Like,
terima kasih.
grazie. Got our morning coffee from this place called Hanzo Coffee. It's so hip in there. It's a random story. The airline shipped our luggage to another airport. That morning, we woke up to probably the best text ever saying our bag has been found and will be delivered to us at 5 p.m. Usually, I don't think you get this amount of detail and advanced notice, but Kurt and I have been calling the airline every day, sometimes separately calling, just in case we get someone else with more info. We must have successfully annoyed someone over there. Today is day 4 of us in Madrid.
Day 4 of wearing this shirt. Day 4 of many things.
We're very excited to get another change of clothes, especially Kurt. So I packed an emergency luggage, so I had like PJs and then one single outfit, but Kurt had this.
You know, this is what I've been wearing. This is what it is. Definitely fingers crossed it comes though.
Made it in the palace. There are a lot of rooms where they don't allow pictures, so I'll see how much I can film. It literally looks like a painting in here. We just got out of the army room and our favorite one so far.
Horsies, the horsey armor.
Yeah, they have armors for horses. It's so cute. The royals had it good. They have separate rooms for breakfast and supper. The queen had this bowl just for her brushes in her dressing room. What'd you think of the palace?
I would like a supper room. I like the harps actually. They were pretty cool.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to play them. There was a little harpsichord in there, which is sort of like the ancestor of the piano. Oh my goodness, wait, also that room that it just had all the vine flower things everywhere. There was a lot going on. They certainly were not minimalists.
Yeah.
What types of flowers would you like in your room? Yes.
I'm trying to make a gander at what those booths are for.
Ancient phone booth, you know, when they had to call each other in like the 1500s.
They used pigeons back then.
Oh, of
Didn't they?
course, the pigeons, obviously. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to go with time machine.
Yeah, that's logical.
What are you going with?
I think they're cooling booths. See, there's no
Cooling.
shade anywhere in this plaza.
Wait, maybe they're houses for the pigeons that they used to send messages to people. Bam, ancient phone booth. There you go. That's basically
Going full circle.
Full circle.
Hunt for boba. Yes, there it is. The sago. Oh my god, a mango. Kids acquired. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Mmm.
Good.
Oh my goodness, it's so good.
So we were craving sago. We love Asian desserts, and we found this thing. It was like a sago mango drink with coconut milk, and there's like a little bit of milk, but she offered to make it with oat milk. And it's
I think you just searched Sago on Google Maps.
Yeah, I did.
That's how you found it.
And it's so close to our Airbnb. Bag! The bag! We got the bag! Woo! Oh my god! It's our bag! We got the bag back! Finally, after 4 days of having no change of clothes and no extra socks and underwear, you really think about like what basic things you need when you lose a bag, because I'm just like, I just need one other change of like socks. This was a much better experience. Not that there is a good experience with losing your bag, but we thought we lost our bag once before when we went to Abu Dhabi. We didn't hear about it for 5 days, and I read that after 3 days of not being able to trace the bag down, your bag's pretty much gone. And then on the 5th day, we just get a call from the lobby saying, hey, we have this luggage here that's for you. With no notice, there's like a little website that tracks supposedly where your bag is and is supposed to give you updates.
No one does it.
Yeah, no one
updates
does it. Yeah, no one ever updates it. And then one morning, the bag is just dropped off. So we were worried that that was going to be the case because we didn't hear about it for 4 days. Also, if they just like drop off our bag without telling us, there's no way for us to get it because we don't have a lobby, and the front door is basically a street where people just walk by. The guy that was actually dropping the bag off called Kurt without that much notice, really. It was like a minute before he was there. It was like, hey, I'm here.
Guy gives me a call being like, all right, I'm like here, kind of, but like I can't be where you are because there's nowhere to park. This is all in Spanish too, and like over the phone while I'm like running outside.
We're staying by Gran Via, which is that really busy street with a ton of cars.
So I'm like running out to like the main road. I'm like, okay, like I'm on La Gran Via. Like I'm wearing a huge hat. I see a KFC. Anyway, 2 minutes later, we were united, and it was glorious. It was like, I don't know, that moment in Homeward Bound where like the dogs come over like the hill and like they're like, ah, shadow. One person will understand that reference, and I know that you'll get it. So thank you.
Might I add that we were cutting this so close. Today is the last day we're here.
So as you saw, the bag made it just at the nick of time at the end of day 4. I'd be lying if I said I was able to fully not worry and just enjoyed every moment of the trip. I know how rare it is and how lucky we are that we even get to travel, and in moments I can really say I did. Quiet my mind and just fully lived in the moment. All that has happened has already passed. All I could do was surrender to the moment and let things unfold before me. It also helped me realize I needed less than I thought. Thinking back, what makes a trip great isn't the 5 other outfit changes I have in my possession, although an extra pair of underwear would have been nice, but it's the laughs,
Now it's gonna look awkward.
the adventures, sharing silly moments with those I love.
Mamma mia, una y otra vez.
This is documenting how much rice it starts with. See if the rice ratio increases over time. This is an experiment we're running. By the way, if you can't tell, we're at a sushi buffet. Round 2. Rice ratio has officially gone up.
This is the 10 p.m. rice ratio. Just so you know, the midnight rice ratio, it's not good.
And for data point, we came at 8 p.m. So. This is the first boba of the day. Food coma, and then more caffeine. And now we're going to a meetup. Just looking over at our receipt for the sushi buffet, and we paid 33.50 euros, but we ate like 22 items. So that makes what, like euro-ish each dish?
I don't understand the economics of their business model. I mean,
And we can't be like the people that ate the most in there. You know what I mean? Like this has to be like the average number of dishes that a party eats. We had 6 of this. What in the world is this? And it's our seaweed salad. So most of these are like vegetable related, which doesn't count.
that's just science.
Bruh.